025 to 125. First impressions. Design DNA, split screen, GT Super left, Jimny right. Animated lower third. Form versus character. Vo. The GT Super reads like an argument for speed made visible. A low, forward-leaning nose, broad haunches, and taut surfaces that compress light into sharp ribbons. Every crease aims to communicate motion even when the car is still. The Jimny is the opposite philosophy. Upright greenhouse, flat glass surfaces, and honest, utilitarian planes. It's playful and purposeful, squat, boxy, and ready to be rugged. On-screen callouts. Arrows to haunch, splitter, greenhouse, roofline. 125 to 245. GT Super. Front fascia and lighting signature, slow slider pass across the GT Super's front end. Macro of LED matrix, grille texture, active venting opening. Vo. Up front, the GT Super layers function into its face. A pronounced splitter, deep intakes feeding brake and oil coolers, and a signature LED matrix that reads like a jewel, thin DRL bands hugging an angular projector array. The grille is shallow but wide, visually lowering the car and amplifying the stance. Look for active aero flaps hidden in the intakes, subtle engineering that changes the face depending on speed. On-screen overlay. Front. Splitter active vents, LED matrix, B-roll note. Include a slow racked focus from headlight to intake to show depth. 245 to 345. GT Super. Side profile, haunches, and wheels, side dolly. Low camera height. Close shots of wheel arch, door crease flowing into rear haunch. Vo. From the side the GT Super is all architecture, a long hood, cabin pushed rearward, and muscular rear quarters that create a planted, aggressive silhouette. Character creases push airflow rearward, while sculpted rocker panels and a carbon sill visually lower the center of gravity. Wheels are large, concave, and aero-informed, usually forged multi-spoke with thin spokes to reveal big brakes. On-screen callouts. Proportions haunch aero wheels, B-roll note. Macro of forged machining, shot of brake caliper with brand logo. 345 to 430. GT Super. Rear design and functional aero, overhead drone arc to rear. Close on diffuser. Center exit exhaust, if present active wing. Vo. At the rear the GT Super doubles down on functional drama. A pronounced diffuser, integrated vortex channels, and a wing. Sometimes active, that blends style with downforce. Lighting is a continuous bar or split elements, accentuating width. The lower bumper is a study in aerodynamic choreography. On-screen overlay. Rear, diffuser, active wing, light bar. 430 to 540. GT Super. Color philosophy and swatch board reveal a color swatch wall on screen with 5 swatches next to car. Deep metallic blue, Renaissance red, absolute matte black, pearl white, and heritage silver. Macro paint flakes rolling under light. Vo. The GT Super's palette is theatrical. Deep metallic blues and heritage reds that emphasize curves, while pearl whites and silver show off surface transitions. Matte blacks and satin carbon options mute reflections for a stealth look. On camera, metallics give you depth in motion, pearls bloom under direct light, matte reveals shape without distracting reflections. Pick blue or red if you want drama, pearl or silver for architectural photography. On-screen callouts. Blue equals depth, red equals heritage, matte equals form. 540 to 6 o'clock. Transition to Jimny. Tone change montage, quick cut. Gravel crunch under Jimny wheels, wide angle of boxy silhouette cutting into scrubland. Vo, cheerful, now shrink the design brief and add personality. Meet the 2025 Jimny. Same charm, but built to be obvious and lovable. 6 o'clock to 7:15. Jimny. Front face and character elements, close frontal pass. Upright grille, round. Headlights. Simple bumper, skid plate. Vo. The Jimny keeps things honest. Round or square headlights depending on trim, a vertical grille, and exposed bumper elements that telegraph off-road intent. The design deliberately nods to classic compact 4x4s, flat hood, upright A-pillars, and visible roof drip rails. The Jimny's face is friendly and easily readable at a glance. On-screen overlay. Front. Iconic lights, simple grille, skid plate, B-roll. Macro of headlamp pixel matrix, close on bumper tow hook. 7:15 to 8:15. Jimny, proportions, doors, and functional details, side profile, showing short overhangs, upright roof, pronounced wheel arches with visible bolts or trim. Vo. Short overhangs and a tall ride height give the Jimny superb approach and departure angles. Wheel arches are pronounced and often finished with plastic cladding, a deliberate design choice for ruggedness and easy replacement. Doors are flat and vertical to maximize interior space and visibility, and the greenhouse is tall for great sightlines. On-screen callouts. Short overhangs, cladding, tall greenhouse. 815 to 915. Jimny. Rear and practical touches, rear 3/4 pass showing side hinged spare, if applicable, vertical tailgate, simple bumper. Vo. The back is utilitarian. Side hinged spare options, classic Jimny Q, square tail lamps, and a simple bumper that's easy to repair after a trail day. Roof racks and modular accessories are a major part of the visual identity. Functional roof rails, ladder options, and protective body decals make the Jimny instantly customizable. On-screen overlay. Rear, spare, roof racks modularity. 915 to 1030. Jimny. Color choices and lifestyle swatch board, forest green, signal orange, glacier white, sand beige, and urban gray. Shots of each color in an appropriate environment. Forest, desert, city. Vo. The Jimny's colors tell a lifestyle story. Forest green and sand beige scream off-road escape. Signal orange and glacier white are playful and social media ready, while urban gray fits city life. Matte wraps and two-tone roof options are common. White or black roofs help break up the boxy silhouette and reference classic adventurer styling. On camera, high saturation colors pop in contrasty environments. Neutrals photograph better in soft light. On-screen callouts. Green equals outdoors, orange equals playful, two-tone equals retro Q. 1030 to 1115. Side-by-side design contrast and creative B-roll notes, juxtaposed sequences. GT Super on asphalt curve, Jimny climbing a rocky lane. Slow motion wheel spray versus dust cloud. Vo. If the GT Super is sculpture tuned to aero, the Jimny is a toolkit tuned to joy. For video, treat them differently. Shoot the GT Super low and cinematic. Long focal lengths, golden hour, narrow depth of field. The Jimny benefits from wider lenses, handheld energy, close-up tactile shots of badges, door seals, and roof rails. On-screen guide. Cinematography. GT Super equals telephoto and golden hour. Jimny equals wide and active. 1115 to 1145. Final visual details and micro callouts, macro montages. Badges, stitch patterns on exterior trim, wheel lug detail, paint edge at panel gap. Vo. Don't forget the small things. Badge metallurgy, machined wheel faces, and panel gap resolution all signal engineering intent. The GT Super will show finer machining and integrated carbon details. The Jimny celebrates rugged fasteners and visible nuts. Both tell stories, just different ones.